All right, so the first thing we're going to be talking about is what exactly is a resume. Now, when you look up what a resume is on Google, you'll find people talking about it being your personal branding tool. It's a marketing tool for you as an individual. And yes, that is true, but what I also want you to know about resumes is that it is used to secure interviews, not a job. At the end of the day, you're not submitting a resume. You submitting a resume does not mean you automatically walk out with a job. It is really just an entry level and entry pathway to whatever it is that you're looking to do next. Second thing is widely subjective from person to person. You hand it off to a different hiring manager. They are looking for different things. I've met some hiring managers who are huge sticklers for grammar. They see one misspelled word or one weird sentence structure and it's a no, I don't want to see that candidate. Or I've seen on the other flip side, everything has to look perfect, nothing can be mistouched. And most people generally fall in between. So if you feel like you're not getting your next opportunity, most of the times it's probably because whoever's looking at it is really not sure of what they're actually looking for. So take that with a grain of salt. But there are two major goals that I want you to think about as it relates to your resume. One high-level goal is that at the end of the day, your resume should summarize your most professional, authentic self. Whenever you submit a resume and whenever it pops up on someone's computer, whatever they see first is going to be their immediate perception of who you are and your professional identity as a teacher. So if I see a crazy looking resume and everything is all over the place, I'm going to assume that as a teacher, you probably teach in the same manner. So if it doesn't reflect who you are on a day-to-day basis and what your professional identity is, you want to make sure that your resume aligns to who you see yourself and what you will be perceived as a teacher. And the second thing is that you want your resume to cover your bases. So as I said earlier, some people, as far as hiring managers go, might just not look at your resume because you have one misspelled word and that's it. So you want to make sure that if you're being disqualified for a teaching job, you want to be disqualified because you don't either have the prerequisite teaching experience or the hiring manager thinks that you might not be a good fit. Not because you misspelled a word, not because you're missing a punctuation mark. So you really want your resume to be as pristine as possible so that you're not getting rejected for a really silly reason. Any questions about this? No? Okay, great. So as far as a good resume goes, there is usually a structure around what it should look like. So we will be talking today about content, formatting, and also grammar. The majority of today's workshop will cover content. Content tends to be the hardest part for most individuals. It's usually everyone's biggest area of growth. So we'll be spending the majority of today talking about the content, and then we'll also touch a little bit on formatting as well as grammar. So when we're talking about content, what content actually is the actual meat of your resume. It's the sections that you've chosen to include in your resume. It is the experiences that you've had in the past, as well as what those experiences look like, what your actual responsibilities are, what your achievements in those positions are. So this is really where a person actually can understand your story as a teacher and your identity as a teacher.